Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we'll be covering the 15 most exciting players in NBA history. Let's get into the video. Number 15, Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double for a full season. He remained the only player to do so for more than 50 years until Russell Westbrook matched his feat in 2016 and 17. During his 14-year NBA career with the Cincinnati Royals and the Milwaukee Bucks, Robertson became the top-scoring guard of all time, amassing 26,710 points, which ranks 12th in the NBA history. Number 14, Derrick Rose. The league's most athletic and explosive point guard to ever lace up his sneakers on a basketball court in the NBA. The number of jaw-dropping plays he made around the rim in just this past season so far exceeds some of the other players on this list totals for the entirety of their careers. When Rose had the ball in his hands this past year, you simply did not look away. If you did, you were bound to miss a play that would end up on SportsCenter the next day. Number 13, Dwyane Wade. If anything, the career of Dwyane Wade is underrated at this point in time. It's easy to forget that he's been one of the greatest slashers in the history of the game. With his athleticism and quickness, Wade seems to be able to get to the rim at will. Number 12, Blake Griffin. Has any player ever become so exciting so quickly? Maybe it's because of the internet era we live in, where highlights are visible across the world as soon as they happen. But Blake Griffin absolutely captivated the basketball nation during his rookie season. From his first dunk in the NBA to his posterization of Timofey Mozgov, Griffin was the epitome of excitement during his Rookie of the Year campaign. If you watch the top 10 plays in the embedded video, you'll see incredible dunk after incredible dunk. To be quite frank, that top 10 is more impressive than almost any other top 10 included in these rankings. The most amazing part is that all the highlights are only from Griffin's first year in the league. Number 11, Pete Maravich. If you looked up creativity with a basketball, I'm sure you would see Pete Maravich's name nearby. Pistol Pete had some serious flair with the ball, whether he was dribbling, shooting, or passing. Called the best ball handler in NBA history by John Havlicek, Maravich is described by Hall of Fame as perhaps the greatest creative offensive talent in history. Number 10, Kobe Bryant. Clutch shooting, slashing ability, and athleticism. I know this ranking isn't going to be pleasing to a bunch of people. The Kobe supporters are going to argue that this is too low in the rankings, while the detractors are going to say it's way too high. As for me, I think it's the right place. The Black Mamba hasn't been the most exciting player in terms of playing style, but his ability to take over any game at any time makes you unable to take your eyes off him. A younger Kobe had dazzling athleticism and his fair share of impressive dunks, but now he's content to settle for those plays with much less frequency. Kobe is one of the all-time greats in this game, and he leads off the top 10 in these rankings. Number 9, Clyde Drexler. Clyde the Glide was Drexler's assigned nickname because of his unparalleled combination of speed and athleticism. A competent shooter, Drexler got most of his highlights around the rim thanks to his fantastic finishing ability. Drexler was almost always among the league's leaders in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, and even posted a surprising number of blocks for a player his size. No matter how good he was in those areas though, Drexler will always be remembered for his dunking. Number 8, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins is widely regarded as one of the greatest dunkers in the history of the game. It was because of the slam dunk that he earned his nickname, the human highlight film. His dunking prowess was so incredible that many other aspects of Wilkins' game are now overlooked. Neek was an adept scorer from anywhere on the court and had a pretty nice all-around game, but make no mistake, Wilkins was exciting because of the throwdowns, no ifs, ands, or buts. Number 7, Vince Carter. Vince Carter had as much potential as any player in the NBA's storied history, but a lack of motivation reduced him to nothing more than a highlight-producing great player. He won't be remembered as an all-time great, but Carter was quite a thrill to watch when he cared. His in-game dunks are unmatched by any player in history, and the ones that he threw down in the slam dunk contest are even better. Carter was perhaps one of the most athletic players ever, and he showed it quite a few times throughout his career. If you're going to watch any top 10 video on this slideshow, make sure it's this one. Number 6, Larry Bird. Larry Legend was the epitome of hustle, grit, and determination. If the game was on the line, you could bet your house that Bird was going to do everything he could to win. The amazing thing was, he normally came through. A fantastic shooter and an even better all-around player, Bird played with tremendous flair even though he looked like he belonged in the stands and not on the court. Plus, Bird was notorious for his trash talking, which only increases the excitement level in my book. Number 5, LeBron James. An absolute physical specimen, no player has possessed a blend of size, speed, physicality, and athleticism like LeBron James. Whether it's a run-down block, a rim-rattling dunk, or a deep three, there is no play that LeBron can't make. From the time that he steps onto the court and tosses his chalk into the air until the end of the fourth quarter, James is the most exciting player in the NBA today. Number 4, Allen Iverson. If the question was which diminutive guard with blazing speed possessed the league's best ever crossover, the answer would have to be Allen Iverson. Capable of twisting up any defender and then blowing by him on his way to the basket, Iverson was one of the NBA's best scorers and most exciting players ever. Although he didn't believe in practice, at times he didn't seem to need it. You couldn't blink when AI was on the court. Number 3, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was, well, magical with the basketball. Even if he wasn't as athletic as any of the other NBA players in the top 5 on this list, Magic was almost the perfect basketball player. He did everything well and was incredibly exciting to watch thanks to the panache with which he played, both distributing the ball and scoring it himself. Number 2, Julius Erving. I'll give you 3 reasons that Dr. J belongs this high up on the rankings. Number 1, the free throw line dunk at the 1976 ABA Slam Dunk Contest. Number 2, the rock the baby dunk over Michael Cooper. Number 3, the baseline move in the 1980 NBA Finals. A reporter said, "I've had the pleasure of eating lunch with Julius Erving, and I'm convinced that the reason he could do some of these moves was the enormous set of hands he possesses. When we shook hands, I literally thought my right hand was being engulfed. I guess his insane athleticism had a little to do with it too." Number 1, Michael Jordan. Was there ever any doubt that Michael Jordan would find himself at number 1 in these rankings? If you had doubt, I'm sorry, but you're mistaking Jordan for his son Marcus. His airness is the greatest basketball player of all time and made everything he did interesting. With his tongue sticking out of his mouth incessantly, Jordan dazzled with dunks, clutch shooting, and remarkably athletic plays. Whether he was posturizing his opponents or switching hands in the air en route to a memorable layup, Jordan played basketball like it was his goal to win while exciting the crowd. Whenever we're playing a sport, one of my friends tells me that it's not just about playing well, it's about looking good while playing well. If there's ever been a player who took that message to heart, it was Jordan. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future.